The study, which analyzed data from 47,000 people, considered happiness levels of men and women and found in their 20s women are happier than men. Researchers blame that on young men's lackluster love lives and low-paying first jobs. The gap closes with age, though, and by 48, men are happier.
Then this has a quote saying, if you're a man, you should probably get married. If you're a woman, don't bother. How does this even works?
I am 41 years old, single, without kids, living in a van outside my mom's house.
Hello there fellas, welcome back to my channel. Today we are covering some studies dedicated to who's happy, single woman or man, whatever. And we're just gonna find some nonsense into this and let's just understand what these are. And by the end of the video, I'm gonna cover why any of the recent studies don't mean nothing. But before doing that, let's see what we've got today. So this one says why so many single women without children are happy. Dolan explains that men benefit from tying the knot because they calm down. They become less inclined to take risks, earn more money, and live longer. But the same results do not benefit married women. I don't know what they mean by less inclined to take risks. The only difference is that the man no longer has to do extra work to find a partner. He already has a partner, so now he can focus solely on earning money for his family. He's not doing that for himself alone. Dolan notes that married men tend to be healthier due to less risk-taking, but marriage apparently does not impact women's health. Except middle-aged married women have elevated risk of both mental and physical conditions as compared to the single counterpart, mainly because they don't have the risk of wanting to have any children. If you're single, of course you don't have that risk, so maybe they included that in the study and call it less risky for single women. Now, adding further to the nonsense, there is another one. Here it says, why are women happier living alone? Then this has a quote saying, if you're a man, you should probably get married. If you're a woman, don't bother. How does this bullshit even works? If you're a man, you should get married to whom? Of course, a woman. But then she says, if you're a woman, don't bother. What is this bullshit? Of course, it's written by a woman. Then on the flip side, there is another study made by a woman, of course, and the date you can see here is August of 2024, so quite recent. It says, no wonder young single women are lonelier than ever. Where is their community? Researchers found that loneliness follows a U-shaped pattern. There is an uptick at the start and end of adulthood, but it drops during the middle age, when many of us are preoccupied with families, relationship, and career building. But for single women who don't follow this trend, self-reported loneliness is disproportionately high. See, another studies that counters what we heard previously, where they were all praising the woman for being single. This one shows that they are very lonely. And why does that happen, I wonder? The research found that women are more likely to be chronically lonely than men. At that 16 to 29 years old are twice as likely to be chronically lonely than those who are over 70. Older people are of course at high risk of extreme loneliness in UK too, but it's significantly that the face of this loneliness epidemic is increasingly shifting to the young female. See, it's not like it's men are less lonely or women are more lonely. It's because women, when they're young, they are surrounded by people praising them, appreciating everything. Men, on the other hand, from young age, they're treated like you have to be a man. Most likely doesn't get the same treatment like a young girl would get. So they are lonely from the start. So they, learn to live with that. Compared to women who are very hard to find themselves accepting loneliness and thus lean into taking medication and all that stuff to handle this kind of loneliness and depression. So these were just recent studies. Let's find out what the older ones were. This is from like 15 or 16 years ago. Let's see what we got here.
This morning in Health Watch, happiness as we age. A new survey says women are happier than men early in adult life. But by late 40s, everything changes. CBS News correspondent Cynthia Bowers has the story.
The latest addition to that age-old list of the differences between men and women? How about happiness as they age?
I like what I'm doing. I'm happy. I found my niche.
I don't like the fact that I'm aging. I don't think any women like to age.
The study, which analyzed data from 47,000 people, considered happiness levels of men and women and found in their 20s, women are happier than men. Researchers blame that on young men's lackluster love lives and low-paying first jobs. The gap closes with age, though, and by 48, men are happier. The study suggests it's because by then, men are married and better off financially. The study was based on data collected by Tom Smith.
Like the previous study I showed mentioned that young females are more likely to be lonely, which is true even from the studies 16 years ago. Then it shows that men are more happier as they age because we are more financially stable and all that stuff. Now, the only difference now is that we don't need marriage and we are more happy because we have a burden taken off. Of course, if you want to marry, there's an option, but more likely those who don't want to marry are happier.
We're joined now by psychologist Dr. Jennifer Hartstein. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
We should mention you're not the author of this study, but you deal with these issues every single day. So let's dissect the numbers a little bit. At age 41, men reported more financial satisfaction than women. At age 48, men are then happier overall. And then by age 64, their satisfaction with family life is higher too. Were you surprised when you saw this?
I wasn't really surprised when I saw this. It's unfortunate that men really base a lot of their success on financial. So as they get older and they get more successful financially and they feel better, they attain more of their goals. So they can really be settled in their happiness and how their family life is. They own homes, they own the big ticket items, and they can really be settled in that. And that's very fulfilling for them.
By saying that, though, men more concerned with the money, does that mean women more concerned with the family?
Oftentimes it's just a gender thing. Women are much more, they're nesters. They want to be home, they want to take care of their family. They focus much more on the social aspects of things. So they do focus on that. And once their children leave the home, that's often a time that they find that they don't know what to do with themselves and they're a little bit at a loss. And that can absolutely impact how they feel about themselves.
Yeah, it's interesting. You talk about the men being interested more in the money, and we talk about women and family. It says in the study, men covet big ticket items that might not be available until later in life. The big car, the beautiful home. We should mention, it does say in the study, women want more nice clothes.
Of course. We always want the nice clothes.
There it is. They waste their money on looks, which the current modern women are doing because now they can walk and all that. They are more financially stable, like they say they are, which is false, which I was surely wrong.
Mark Rudolph is a no-nonsense man, and Tracy Burns, our Fox Business reporter, joins me to tell us what's really going on. Tracy, is this true?
Come on.
I mean, come on.
All right, first of all,
Don't get me
Mark,
started.
'cause I know you've missed me, Mark. First of all, this study was conducted by mostly men. And when men conduct anything, they talk about their finances because men judge themselves by the size of their wallet, toys, dare I say. So, you put all your toys together in a parking lot and it makes you happy. If they were to ask other questions in this study about spirituality, about the other aspects of our lives, that women would have taken over.
You serious?
I mean, first of all, a woman hits her sexual prime at 35. Things get much better for us.
Stop the cap.
Hey, I'm 35. This is good for me. All right.
The BS that's coming out of from her mouth is, can you believe that she's saying that woman enters her sexual prime at 35, and then she says that men judge their success based on the things they own. But women like those things too. Like, they want to find the man who has all these things and aim for marrying such kind of guy. They say all this nonsense like emotional spirituality is more important. If they did the study based on emotional and all that stuff, women would be, titled the happiest. None of that nonsense. But in reality, does that spirituality is going to get you things? When you go into a shop, you need finance, you need money. And we all know women love to spend money and get those materialistic items. Is the spirituality is going to give them those items? No. Stop the cap.
I was on the radio 2 weeks ago in Greensboro, North Carolina, and the host
related a story he overheard his son and daughter talking. So brother goes to sister and says, "How come you always have money and I don't?" And she says, "That's simple. I have a boyfriend and you have a girlfriend." The fact of the matter is, boys are taught that they're supposed to make women happy.
No, he's actually living in the dark ages.
There's that.
I'm not living in the dark ages. This is reality. And if
See what they just did? They know that's true. Why the guy is losing money and why the girl has the money. They know what's happening, but they have to just counter it back because they know they're losing their argument. Let's continue.
If either of you women has ever dated women, you would know what I'm talking about. But you pretend that you don't know what I'm talking about.
All right, Mark,
so
let's
what's
get back
happening
to-
in middle age? What's happening in middle age here is that women who bring 70% of divorces are divorcing the men that they never wanted to marry to begin with, and so now that's what's making the men happy.
Well, I just think this whole notion of basing your happiness on material goods is part of the problem, hence part of the reason that this thing was run by men in the first place. If there were women on the panel,
Tracy.
if there were women on the panel, they would, ask any woman if she would choose her car over her children, and she'd take the kids any day.
That's bullshit.
Whereas I would question a lot of men out there, quite frankly.
Tracy, I can't
There's a
believe what I
reason
just
that
heard
women
you
live
say.
longer, Mark. Let me tell you. It is because we are stronger
Yes.
and we are happier at the end of the day than most men. And that is factual, and you know it.
When men are married to women who scream like you, they just want to die sooner.
I'm not screaming
When you have
at
when you have
Mark.
women going
No,
around,
Mark, you're divorced.
Tracy,
She left you. Let's put
Tracy,
that on the table if you want to play this game.
Tracy,
Yes.
when women go around comparing their engagement rings to show off who got the most carats,
I don't know where you
tell me
find
that
these
women don't compete.
Mark, I don't know
tell
where
me
you
that
find
women
these
don't
women. The
compete
women
on
I know do
material
not care
possessions.
about that kind of stuff, Mark.
All right,
you gotta
Mark,
get out more.
Women compete on houses, divorce settlements, carats, country clubs. Women compete on money all the time. Give me a break.
Well,
Wait a
you got
second.
the wrong
Wait a
women in
second,
your
Mark,
life, buddy.
Well, Mark, wait a second. The stature of a
Yes.
lot of men is measured in the car they drive, the golf country club they belong to, and very much the place they live in. You have to admit that.
And whether or not their wives are staying at home and not working. That's exactly what I said at the beginning. That's because men are taught that men are taught that they have to make women happy. The fact of the matter is, you can't make anybody happy. You have to make yourself happy. Happiness is a byproduct of achievement. So for women to say that they're unhappy, it's their own fault. Anybody who says he's unhappy, it's his own fault.
Mark,
Everybody has to make himself or herself
You're
happy.
giving me such a bloody headache. Yeah, where are you from? Where are you from? Dear Lord, I would never in a million years teach my girls that they have to grow up to be reliant on a man, as you can well imagine. I would never teach my son that he should be attracted.
But Tracy, you're the same one. You're the same one who bragged that she's so strong and so tough and doesn't need a man's money. Yet you're taking alimony.
I have 3 children.
Okay, Mark.
You know what?
So, but you don't need a man's money.
All right, well, that's it.
See? When it backfires, all of a sudden they have to say, no, but that's required. She has 3 children. All of a sudden she's not independent and strong anymore. So all that nonsense we heard just now about women are happier single in their later life and all that nonsense, let's see what the reality is for them.
I am 41 years old, single, without kids, living in a van outside my mom's house. But I'm on the next chapter of my life. I'm currently building a tiny home next door, like literally next door to my mom. This is my tiny home I'm building.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
And it's literally next door to my mom's house. This is my mom. Mom, you happy that I'm moving next door?
Yeah. The mom looks so happy, so proud of her daughter. Here are some TikTok comments. Mom is wondering, where did I go wrong? Mom wanted grandkids. Too many red flags. That's awesome, girl. I'm in 30, no kids, and live in my van full time. What a fun life. You got to be joking, man. I found the same clip but on Instagram, so let's see the comments over there. What a great achievement for the last 20 years. Strong, independent, and unhappy. Independent feminist looks like. That's right. When she said living in a man, I thought she is traveling the world. Nope. So moving further, we got this professor saying how the researchers in recent times are affected. Let's see what he has to say.
So that's a problem for research. Okay, it gets even more serious when you get political passions and you get real anger at dissenters, and that's what happens in the academy. So if anyone were to produce, or if people do sometimes produce, findings that question the received narrative on transgender and detransitioning, or on gender or gendered choices about the workplace, or anything about race, I mean, there's all these topics where if your study doesn't support the prevailing narrative, you're going to have trouble getting it published. If you do have it published, you're going to have trouble getting tenure. And even if you have tenure, there could be a real reaction against you. Your article could be pulled. It's crazy what's happening in higher ed. And that's been happening intensely since 2015.
See, this is why I don't believe the recent studies that give any kind of results. Because what you saw, that if the study doesn't reflect what the agenda is, they will reject that study completely. It's crazy. Let's see some comments over here. I'm a scientist in Germany and consider myself in the middle. It is very, very hard to categorize myself in political direction, but for quite some time in Germany, the left forces science to emphasize on gender. And if you want the funding for the study, we need to explicitly write how the study promotes or considers diversity, etc. For instance, I wanted to make an app for cancer patients and help them guide them through their sickness. And I need to write a page on how this idea has an impact on diversity? Why? I don't want to think about it. I want to think about the solutions for cancer patients. And that even the patients don't care about the diversity in this case. They just want to survive and get through all this. See how this is affecting even those who want to research certain things. They want diversity included in everything. It's wild out there. Let me know what you guys feel about this.
Swing right now. Swing. I dare you to. Swing. I want you to swing. I want you to swing first, man. Swing. I dare you. Oh, I swear about it. It'll be the last thing you do. You swing on me, man. I swing. Man, what's up? I don't want to do nothing, man.
I'm fucking the dog. I'm fucking the dog, Ted. I'm fucking that.
You're not gonna believe what happened today.
What?
So I was at Walmart and this guy pulled up to me.
Say it in Spanish to uncle.
This guy pulled up to me with a knife.
Stop it.
And it's like, your life or your money?
Stop it.
And I said, bro, I'm married. What life? What money?
I'm not even like, this is a real story.
So anyways, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Here are some more videos if you're interested, you can watch. Share your opinions in the comment section below. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on next one.